We're having fun today. We're talking about 10 ways to improve. We're trying to improve ourselves. We're trying to get ready for 2020. We're trying to get better. We're trying to grow. And so I'm going down a list of things you can do to improve yourself. And these are like surefire ways to get better. These are like real ways. I don't like to just give you a bunch of platitudes and give you some idealistic words. I want to give you some real stuff with some real ways to actually get better. A lot of stuff is just cheap talk and chatter. What I'm trying to do is trying to give you some concepts with some practical applications. There you go. And if you learn the concept and then you do the practical application behind it, you cannot help but improve yourself. And if we get better, then we get to help other people. And if we help other people, then we grow, they grow, everything around us grows. And I think that's a good way to do it. So, because you don't want to get better and be in a great place by yourself. And I always talk about sometimes you gotta let some people go, and sometimes you gotta leave some folks behind. But the truth is, we don't really want to leave people behind. I'm not like looking to eliminate people. I don't want to eliminate losers. I'd rather not have any losers in my life. So if I help other people around me, if I help the people I love and care about get better as well, then we take the road to 1 million ride together. Isn't that more fun? I think that's good. I'm actually sending somebody a text right now because they keep texting me. I'm saying, look, I'm on the air. Shut up and tune into the show. Jeez. So they'll stop texting me. They just listen to the show. They'll know, number one, I'm busy. And number two, stop texting me in the middle of the show. Let's see. All right, I'm done with that. Boom. Done. Okay. So that's another way to spread the word. I'm spreading the word. So let's continue with the list, ladies and gentlemen. Let's continue with the list. We number one, we did the power of purpose. Number two, we did self-confidence. Number three, we talked about enthusiasm. Number four, we talked about expertise. And number five, we talked about preparation. There's more. Let's go to number six. All right, number six. This is a big one. Self-reliance is number six. Self-reliance is number six, and it's important because what it'll do, if you start to develop this thing called self-reliance, then what you'll begin to do is, instead of pointing fingers, instead of blaming others, instead of blaming society and blaming the man and blaming God, you will start to look to yourself. You will look at yourself. You will look in the mirror. You will rely on you. You will rely on the person in the mirror, and you'll stop blaming society. You'll stop telling everyone else that your problems are because of someone else. Do you get it? And if you do that, oh my goodness. All right. If you cut that out, see, a lot of people play the blame game, right? People play the blame game, and what that is just a big fat excuse. And if you get rid of the excuses in your life, you will find that you become more resourceful. You will find that you never have to complain or explain. You become self-reliant. You're thinking of yourself as the responsible party. Wait, hold on. This person is trying to find the show. Goodness gracious, you guys. Tell all your friends it's Road to 1 Million show on YouTube. And so here's the thing. So I hear all kinds of people every day in my coaching business. I hear people every day full of excuses, full of blame, full of here's why, here's who did this, here's who didn't give me that. And I really think that it's important that you start to take self-responsibility and make it a big thing. Everything I have or don't have, every place I am in life or am not, is because of me. It's because of me. You have made this bed, you have to sleep in it. If you make yourself 100% accountable for all that is going on in your world, then you'll find that you'll stop bailing yourself out with excuses. I love the idea of you'll never complain and you'll never have to explain, because it all starts and stops with you. So whatever you've got, whatever you don't have, whatever you want, or whatever you plan to achieve and haven't yet, it's 100% because of you. You can't blame the economy because look around. Okay, some people say the economy sucks. I hear real estate agents telling me all the time that the market is getting worse. The market's not great. But I could identify 20 real estate agents that make over $1 million. Now, why doesn't it suck for them? You want to know why? Because they're not busy looking for excuses. They're busy working. They're busy making it happen. So, in whatever your chosen field or profession is, stop making excuses. If you're not in the career that you dream of or that you ideally would have, whose fault is that? Whose fault is that? If you think you really should be a great lawyer, let's say, but you're busy, being a librarian. I've been picking on librarians a lot lately. But if you're a librarian, but you should be a lawyer, you feel like you would be a great attorney, then it's up to you to enroll in some classes, start preparing yourself to go to law school. It's all 100% up to you. And when you get out of the excuse business, you're going to find your level of success will start to come at you faster. I hear constant excuses from people about why it's not going their way. And you know what? What I really want to do is I want to pull out a big mirror from under my desk, and I want to hold that mirror up to their face. And I go, there's the person responsible right there. Go look in the mirror right now, and you'll be looking at the person who's most responsible for your lot in life, for your station in life. That's the person most responsible. Put the blame on that person and do something about it. Become self-reliant. That's big principle number 6. All right? Let's go to big principle number 7. Something that you always have to be cognizant of. It is image. Your image. Now, ask yourself right now, what is my image? What is the image other people have of me? That's the first half of the equation. Think about the image people have of you, the way you speak, the way you present, the way you interact with people. That is a very, very important equation, because many of your opportunities, many of your life chances are affected by the image that you portray on the outside. Think about it. There are people who don't get jobs, who don't get promotions, who don't get opportunities because of the way they present. Now, is that fair? No, it's not fair all the time, but is it reality? Absolutely. It's reality. Understand it. You could hate it, but it's not going away. So the way you project, the image that you portray absolutely affects your success. It affects the speed at which you succeed. It affects how other people decide to interact with you. And here's the key. As much as self-reliance is a big thing, and that was why it was number 6 on our list, it is also imperative that if you create an image of yourself that people respect or admire, people can help accelerate your success by appreciating the image that you portray. Then the second part of that equation is your self-image. How do you think of yourself? Are you somebody that you respect? Oh boy, that's a heavy one right there. Are you worthy of your own respect? A lot of people do not respect themselves, which is why they could do some things that aren't very honorable or aren't very, I don't know, legal even. Many people they fail to have self-respect. And if you don't respect yourself, you'll lower your standard to anything. And so you really have to be careful with the image you portray to the outside world and the image you have of yourself. Okay? Those are big. Don't let down on your image. All right, let's keep it moving. We're going to number 8. Number 8 is character. Now that's an offshoot of that image thing we talked about. Character is it's a big deal because it feeds everything else that goes on in your life. If people feel like you're a person of character, then they will trust you. They will support you. They will look out for you. They will back you. They will. Oh my gosh! It goes on and on. The ancillary effects of being a person who's thought of as a person of character are far-reaching, and a lot of people don't appreciate that, or they cut corners in that character department, and then your integrity gets to be questionable, and a lot of things spiral out of control, or a lot of opportunities don't come your way because of that. So there's a domino effect when your character is in question. So don't take it lightly. Your character is a big deal. Okay? All right. Let's keep it moving because, man, the time is flying. So character is number 8. Let's go to number 9. Number 9 is self-discipline. Oh, my goodness. How important is self-discipline? It is everything. Okay, so when we were back on number 2, which was self-confidence, and number 1, the power of purpose. Those are absolute offshoots of number 9, self-discipline. Self-discipline is the ability to show up and step up every time, all the time. It takes like a collective of people with self-discipline to make everything great that happens. We couldn't do this show if Nick and Speedy didn't have the self-discipline to show up and keep the lights on. We couldn't do this show if Marlon and I didn't come up with the subject matter and push it out there to people. It takes the self-discipline of doing the daily things in order to make anything of substance happen. And so if you surround yourself with people who have self-discipline, boy, oh boy, the effects can be exponential. Your life can take a major shift in a short period of time if you practice self-discipline and surround yourself with people who do the same. Think about that. Think of the self-discipline it took for Bill Gates and Paul Allen to develop Microsoft. They were in a garage learning how to program, learning how to write code. And they did it day after day after day after day. And they had the self-discipline to keep coming back. I mean, think about it. It was just an idea. I don't even think they had any idea how big of an idea it was. But they just had an idea, and they had the discipline to stick to it. Self-discipline is continuing when you don't see results. Self-discipline is continuing to put out the effort regardless of how many setbacks there are. Self-discipline is what keeps a person on, number 1, purpose. Self-discipline is what will keep you on your purpose, even when you don't know how close you are to striking gold. It's what keeps you digging, even when you don't know where the gold is. You're on a purpose. You got a purpose. You got the self-discipline to come and shovel every day. That's what self-discipline is, and it is a monster in the formula for success. It is a huge thing in this cake we're baking called success. Self-discipline. Practice it. You will see major changes in your life, in your fortune, in your existence if you implement a little self-discipline every day. And that goes back to the one thing. So start with one thing. What is the one thing you know you need to do every day in order to ensure your growth and your success? Do that thing every day. Just do that one thing. Don't burden yourself with 50 things you have to do every day. Do one. Do the one most important thing. Just make sure you don't go to sleep at night before you do that one thing, and do it every day and do it consistently and have the self-discipline to continue even when you don't see the big results, because I guarantee you the big results will come as a result of continually doing the thing. Okay? I read something that I kind of burned it into my brain. Success is not about doing everything right. It's about doing the right thing. Whoa. Is that heavy? Self-discipline to do the right thing. The right thing. You don't have to do everything right. You just have to do the right thing. Wow. Plug some self-discipline on top of that and look out. Watch your success start to just multiply. Okay, number 10 on the list. Number 10 on the list is extraordinary performance. That means, in other words, demanding excellence, demanding excellent results. So the reason, and that might sound similar to some other things, but it's not, because it's about the results. Demand excellent results. And it's kind of related to like thinking big. It's kind of related to like the magic, that book, The Magic of Thinking Big, it emphasizes this. Expect and demand extraordinary results. And as a result of that, your performance will lean towards being excellent. It's not just demanding a lot of yourself. Demand extraordinary results. And what you package with that is extraordinary performance. You have to demand an extraordinary performance from yourself. And as a result of matching that up with expectation of extraordinary results, that's how great things happen. That's how great things happen. It's not when you do something sloppy or messy or lazily. It's the expectation of excellence, the expectation of extraordinary results is what drives you at a different level. You see, it's what pushes us to a different place. And I remember I was just joking with Marlon the other day, talking about how Mr. DeLuise in the 11th grade gave me the only B on my high school report card because he said my penmanship was messy, was sloppy. I could not believe he downgraded my A to a B. This is on an otherwise straight A report card, ladies and gentlemen. He gave me the only B I got because he said my penmanship was sloppy and he called me lazy. He says, you can write neatly. Everybody can write neatly. You're just lazy. And he touched off a major upheaval and protest. My football coach, my mother, everybody complained because this dude messed up my perfect report card. But the point is, he thought I was being lazy. And hey, maybe I was being lazy. I knew the material. I would think I was the smartest dude in the class. But at the same time, he felt like I was mailing in the effort to write neatly. And so, if I hold the mirror up to myself, then I should really identify with the idea that I wasn't having extraordinary expectations of my handwriting. As ridiculous as I think it is, and I thought it was, he actually taught me something. If I had demanded more of myself in that department, then I wouldn't have cost myself a perfect report card. Think about it. So I could turn it around on Mr. DeLuise. I've been mad at him for 30 years, but if I look in the mirror, if I do what I'm telling you guys, if I practice what I preach, I'll look in the mirror and say, you know what? I was being sort of lazy by writing in a not so neat fashion, and that's something I should have improved, something I could have improved. And the net result really turned out to be a big deal because that perfect report card, that perfect track record was something I was striving for, and I wanted to never see a B on a report card. And the fact is, I got one and I earned it myself. I gave up the perfect report card because I could have been better. So demanding extraordinary results is something that you place on yourself. And if you do it intentionally, if you do it intensely enough, then you will raise your performance because that's what you'll demand. You see, does that make sense? If you demand excellent results, you can't help but put in an excellent performance because that's your standard. And if that became your standard, I could argue that you'd be better off at everything you do. So anything worth doing is worth doing well, right? So if excellence becomes your standard, what do you think people will start to think of you? If it's the standard that you hold, if people know that everything she does at a superior level. So then what happens? The boss thinks, well, I can give her any job because she's going to do it at a superior level. I can promote her because even if I give her like a whole department to run, she's going to run it impeccably. Why? How do I know? Because she does everything impeccably. She dresses impeccably. She shows up impeccably on time. Every assignment I give comes back to me impeccably. Think about that. Think of the domino effect of you demanding excellent results, no matter how small the task. What if you just became the person with an excellent, impeccable reputation in all departments? Imagine what would change in your life. See, a lot of people, they don't hear this, they don't practice this, they gloss this over. They'll hear me preach this sermon, but they don't apply it. But what if you just became known as that impeccable person with an excellent performance, no matter what the assignment, no matter what the job, no matter what the hobby, no matter what the relationship? What if you practiced being extraordinary no matter what? I think really, really, really good things would result, and your life would get better, and people would almost not be able to say exactly why, but it's like, wow, she really turned it around, and they may not understand how you did it. But I'm here to tell you, if you made your performance, the demand of yourself, extraordinary results, no matter what it is, if you're going to bake that cake, if you're going to roast that turkey, do it impeccably. Do it in a great way. And then you start to enjoy the reputation of an impeccable person, and the world will become your oyster. I'm telling you. You might not believe me, but trust me when I tell you that's a fact. Okay, so in closing, in wrapping up this show, I'm going to run down the list of 10 things. If you start to implement these things on a daily basis, just remember the concepts and start doing the little things that help you get to these places. I think your life will improve immensely. Let's go. I'm going to run them down really fast. Number 1, learn the power of purpose. Decide on your purpose. Number 2, start to build self-confidence. And you'll start building that self-confidence by doing the daily disciplines that make you feel better about yourself. So structure and discipline, it really, really helps the self-confidence. Number 3 is enthusiasm. Remember, a lot of your enthusiasm is on the inside, and then it comes out to the outside when you're enthusiastic about yourself. Number 4, expertise. Develop expertise. Anything you do should be... It should be worth doing and being great at it. Try to become an expert at something. You see, if you become an expert at something, then money and things like and the trappings of success will find you because you're an expert. All right. Number 5, preparation. Be prepared. Prepare yourself for tomorrow, for next week, for next year, for the next 10 years. Get prepared and good things will follow. Number 6, self-reliance. Stop playing the blame game and blame yourself. Rely on yourself so that you don't have to ask people for anything, so that you don't have to be at the mercy of anyone else. If you're self-reliant, it's all on you, but that's the best place to be because your success will be because of you and your failures will be because of you. And that's where you grow up. That's what I call adulthood, being self-reliant. 7 is image. Think about your image, protect your image, enhance your image. You could change your image starting today. Flip it around, change your image. Number 8, character. Always keep your character and your integrity intact. Try to be known as a person of character. Okay. Number 9, self-discipline. It might be the most important of all, because self-discipline is what leads you to get better every day by doing those things every day that you know you need to do. And number 10, demand extraordinary results. And as a result, you'll start to demand extraordinary performance from yourself, and good things are bound to happen behind extraordinary performance. Extraordinary results are big things. That's the great stuff. That's the needle moving things that'll change your life for the better. There you go. Those are the 10 things. That's my big list. That's the formula. That's the recipe that I think will help accelerate your success and make your 2020 the best year you've ever had. So that's our whole show for today. You guys get ready, because on the next few episodes, we're going to start the Buy Speedy a House campaign. And so we're going to talk to credit people. We're going to talk to loan people. We're going to talk to real estate people, and we're going to buy Speedy a house. How about that? All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's all I got for you today. I got to go off and go preach to a bunch of real estate agents. And so I appreciate you being here. Again, go on YouTube, click subscribe, click like, click on the bell so that you get reminded every time we're on. Chat, say something cool in the chat for us, and share and spread the word. Share with all your friends and let them know they should tune into the Road to a Million show with Daron C. Campbell, the hardest working man in real estate, your real estate mentor. I'll see all of you at the top. Peace.